All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some very unexpected but most welcome news from the Future Fight team tonight via CM Fragment. And with this change, it is now going to be possible for people to get Iron Man to tier 4 significantly faster than we expected. Looking at the cost at day 1, we were thinking it's going to be about 4 months before a free-to-play player is able to farm enough materials to tier 4 either Iron Man or whoever comes next. However, the Future Fight team actually decided to cut the cost significantly, and because of that, you're going to start seeing tier 4 Iron Mans as soon as maybe even right now, which is kind of crazy. Now obviously the only people who are gonna have Iron Man at tier 4 right now are the people who are purchasing the packs from the shop. But even if you were purchasing the packs before, it would still take you about a month because of how many LIFESEED, or how much I should say LIFESEED, you needed to get all of his skills to level 10. Check this out, boys. We got this amazing post from CM Fragment here. I don't know what made them decide to actually cut the cost by so much, but it is such a welcome change because this brings things in line with where tier 3s were when they first came out. It took about a month and a half to get your first tier 3 character, and for many of us that was Captain America way back. And with this change now, it's gonna be right around that area, about a month and a half, 2 months, depends on how much you play Giant Boss Raid. So let's talk about it. This is the post that we got today, a notice from CM Fragment. And if you log into the game right now, you're gonna get a patch. It's about 5 megabytes, and that's gonna basically reduce the skill costs for all of your skills from level 7 to level 10. Check this out. It says, "Greetings agents. This is CM Fragment of Marvel Future Fight. Would like to thank our agents for battling powerful bosses to meet Iron Man, who became even more powerful after the June update. As tier 4 is a newly adopted growth system, we are continuously monitoring the inconvenience and progress of our agents and discussing based on the information." So basically they're looking at how many people have upgraded Iron Man and whether or not people are deciding not to even work on him because of the fact that the cost is so high and it's going to take so long. They might also be looking at the pack purchases, because since it was going to take you like 10 purchases to actually get a tier 4 Iron Man, some people like me were thinking, yeah, maybe I'll buy 2, but I'm going to stop there because that's just way too much. Others are like, well, if it's gonna take me 10, I might as well not even buy 1. So maybe they made this change thinking, okay, if we make it a little bit easier, and this is making it a lot more than just a little bit, but maybe in their mind they're thinking, okay, if we make it a little bit easier, bring it back in line with where tier 3s were when they first came out, maybe we'll make more money. And this is a good strategy, I'll tell you that for free. I know whales personally that will more than likely buy these 2 packs for LIFESEED so they can tier 4 Iron Man tomorrow after reset, just because of this change here. So it's good on them that they did this. And I know some of you guys are gonna be mad that whales are gonna be able to have fun with tier 4 Iron Man before you, but at the end of the day, it is really nice that they're making this change, and I hope they go a little bit further. Anyways, they say amongst those, we have decided that the quantity of LIFESEED used to expand skills from level 7 to level 10 needs to be lowered, and would like to inform our agents prior to the change. This is very good, man. I'm surprised. I'm realistically surprised they're doing it so soon. It's like not even 1 full week after the drop of the tier 4 system, and they're already making significant changes. There's one more change that I would like to see. Well, actually 2 more changes that I'd like to see personally. But let's keep going. It says, materials used to upgrade skills from level 6 to level 10 prior to the patch will be returned. This is very good. So if you were upgrading skills before, they know exactly how much to send to you, and it's going to be a significant portion. So it's really good that they're actually returning that. And more information will be released once the patch detail has been set. So they're basically going to do more things. It's good that they're going to refund you, but the best part is just by how much they cut the cost to level up the skill. skills. So the Marvel Future Fight team would always do our best to listen to our agents' opinions. And here's the thing. The good thing about this is, guys, we've been having so much fun. Okay, let me stop, because I know some of you guys are not having fun with this Dormammu boss fight. But I'm going to be live streaming for an hour every single day for the next 6 days straight. And what I'm going to be doing is spending that hour helping as many people as possible get their very first clear, maybe a second one if I have time, against Dormammu, so you guys can get in and start getting some of these rewards, okay? So make sure you join the live streams so I can help you out. Now, obviously, I won't be able to help absolutely everyone, but I will try my best to help as many people as possible. Now, moving on, let's take a look at the new costs for the skills to get yourself a tier 4 Iron Man, because this is significant. Now, let me be clear with you guys. I purchased one of the packs, okay, from the shop from last week. I bought the big pack and the little pack. You could buy one of each, and I did. I wasn't gonna buy any more because it was still gonna take me like a month and a bit. And I was like, listen, I'm not gonna spend $1,000 just for a tier 4 character. It's just not worth it. Obviously, not a full grand, but still. Check this out. Now, to get my skills from level 6 to level 10, it's only costing me 250 LIFESEED. Listen, this is still a significant amount of LIFESEED because LIFESEED drops are not guaranteed. It'll take you about a week to get 500, okay? On average. I've been speaking to a lot of players, and some players got really lucky, and within their first week they got almost 1,000. Some of them even a little bit more than that. For me, from simply playing for a week, I got about 540. The rest of what you see here, I bought for however much in the shop, like $200 with taxes and stuff, because, you know, Canadian dollars, monopoly money and all that. But before, it was actually costing 1,250, I believe. Let me bring up the infographic and show you how much this was costing before they changed it to 250. Because you might look at this and you're like, okay, 250 is still a lot. And you are right, it is still a lot. But it's not nearly as much as it was before the change. Now, some people are gonna look at this and they're gonna be like, well, obviously they set it really high so that when they nerf it, we are more accepting of the new cost. And you might be right? It's kind of like one of those things where something in the store costs like $1,000 and then they put it on sale. I'm like, okay, you can get it for $100 today because it's on 90% discount, and realistically, the $100 cost is what it was supposed to cost in the first place. Either way, this is more manageable. First things first, we got to give a big shout out to Pink Chode from the Marvel Future Fight Reddit, because the image I'm going to show you right now is actually coming directly from him or her. I'm not too sure the gender, but this person right here is the one who always posts a lot of stuff relating to Marvel Future Fight. So shout out to them. Show them some love on Reddit if you use the Marvel Future Fight Reddit. Now, this infographic right here breaks down exactly how much of each material you need to use to get yourself a tier 4 character. Now, I'm not too sure why Pink Chode decided to put Winter Soldier's picture here. I'm guessing that maybe him or her's favorite character, but besides Winter Soldier being here, almost everything is accurate. Even went as far as to show you how much materials you need to use on average if you go with the 10% method versus the 100% method. I tried the 10% method and I made out better than most people. However, I didn't make out as good as he or she suggested that you would if you use TCP. I spent about 1,300 right here. He's saying that you can spend as little as 1,130. Now, if you simply take a look at the individual cost for everything here, and then you do some quick math, it seems as though it's gonna cost you about 40 million gold to get everything done, including advancing the character, leveling up the skills, leveling up the gear, and getting them to level 80, regardless of which method you use. It's gonna cost you anywhere from 35 to 40 million gold. That's easy enough to get if you're doing Shadowland, playing Dispatch, collecting your gold from Dispatch, just playing the game in general. You get a decent amount of gold. At any given point in time, I have 100 million gold on my free-to-play account, so I'm not really too stressed about the gold. And depending on which material you use and which method you decide to go with, You can use as little as 1,130 TCP or 2,807 EOD. But the most significant change that they made is actually right here, guys. So before, to level up all of the skills, it was actually going to cost you 6,150 LIFESEED, which was initially what was turning people off tier 4ing Iron Man, because this was at least 4 months of grinding for a free-to-play player, or close to $1,000 if you buy each of the pack in the shop. And that was not the end of it. You'd still have to use another 1,000 over here to advance the character. Now, to do all of the skills, all 5 of your skills, is gonna cost you 1,250, which is actually bananas, especially considering this is Netmarble that we're talking about. For them to cut the cost down to 1,250, just 20 LIFESEED above what it was initially costing for one skill, that's insanity. So because of this, a lot of people are gonna have tier 4 Iron Man probably starting today or tomorrow, and then if you're free to play, it's gonna take you about a month and a half, maybe 2 months, because at the end of the day, there's still gonna be the soul grind, the soul of the Faltine grind. I think you're gonna need about 4,900 of these, so almost 5,000. Considering that you can only get 150 per day from Giant Boss Raid, that's about 30 to 35 days of grinding, because you need the souls to level up your gears, and the gear RNG can vary widely. So if you're really unlucky like me and you get hit with a times 21 or times 25 or times 29 or times 23 while you're leveling up your gears, it could be really costly. So about 5,000 souls is what you're gonna need. That's about 33 days worth of grinding, and that's not where it ends. You still have to come up with the carbon, the carbonadium. You need about 6,000 of those, and you get about 100, maybe 110 of them per day from World Boss Legend. So that's about 60 days of grinding depending on your luck. So that's the biggest bottleneck here. The carbon, if you don't get any extra drops, is gonna take you about 60 days. But obviously if it's the boss of the day, you will get an additional 5 or 6 or 8. So that will cut it down to about 45 days. And like I said before, it took me 7 days to get 500 LIFESEED. So if we're looking at like a 500 average every 7 days, it's gonna take you about 35 days ish to come up with the 2,250 that you need normally. So about a month and a half to get yourself a tier 4 character. That's right in line with how long it was taking to get tier 3 Captain America when he first came out. So this is actually not too bad. The only thing I would say is Netmarble, World Boss Legend is very difficult, and you guys plan to add even harder legends in the future. It would be really nice if, starting with Ultron, you guys made it so that he was dropping guaranteed 5 to 10 LIFESEEDs. I think that would be a fair trade since he's a level 3 World Boss Legend. Maybe you guys don't want to do it for the other ones, but it should definitely be the case for Ultron, because I've been checking my drops against Mephisto, Ultron, and Null, and they're exactly the same. And that does not make sense, because you guys went through the trouble of listing Null as a level 1 legend, Mephisto as a level 2 legend, and then Ultron as a level 3 legend. And we know the boss fight, they're definitely different and definitely harder. Null, easy at this point. I'm up to 50 easy. To be fair though, I'm higher against Mephisto than I am against Null. And I don't have any brilliant CTPs equipped, because obviously a universal character like Null doesn't have any weaknesses, whereas a blast character like Mephisto, I can tear through him with characters like Makari. However, against Ultron, it's very difficult to push past stage 25 without a level 80 Iron Man. You need the brilliant CTP on your character. So I think you guys need to, this is the one thing I'm gonna say, I think you guys need to add a guaranteed LIFESEED drop to Ultron and whoever comes after him. Many of us are speculating that it's gonna be Gore the God Butcher, and if you guys are gonna drop Gore, make him harder than Ultron as a level 4 legend, then he needs to drop LIFESEED as well. Come on, Netmarble. Stop playing with us, okay? Stop playing with us. If we have to fight these really difficult bosses, most people don't want to fight Ultron as their boss of the day because of the cutscene, the optimization, and all that stuff. No, fairly easy at this point. Mephisto, fairly easy at this point. Ultron, still a struggle. Very difficult. So y'all need to make sure that this man is dropping more TCP, more EOD. I'm not going to ask for more CCF. I think CCF drops perfectly fine. We've established that they all drop guaranteed CCF, but I think if you guys are going to increase the levels on them, come on, man, make it make sense. They should not all be dropping the same amount. If you guys got to lower Null a little bit to bump up Mephisto, I don't know. Whatever you guys got to do, bro, you guys got to do it, okay? LIFESEED, guaranteed drop for Ultron. That needs to happen.